You are listening to AK-47 Radio, bringing you the best of the motherland, but with fewer breadlines and better cars. Tonight, we are joined by our Cosmonaut General, Michael Gonsalves, Comrade, Commissar of Supply, Will, and Party Secretary Janitor. I am Sam Alexander.
Can we oust Will's last name, son of a bitch?
It's appropriate, so I'll allow it.
All right, because Will is just like, but if you throw his last name in there, son of a bitch, it's okay.
Commissar's last name is classified. Only senior party members are supposed to know.
I am the senior party member.
All it took was a bit of Google.
Negative.
Mm-hmm.
Dusky Econ in the chat. Shut your fucking mouth.
Dusky Econ in the chat is driving home. Are there laws against driving and texting in Florida?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure you're not supposed to be watching podcasts while you're driving.
No, he is supposed to be watching podcasts while he drives. So, gentlemen, how are we doing tonight?
I'm
Now he just turned into a robot.
Yes.
So the podcast has been infected by clankers. Run for your lives. And meanwhile, I lost wherever I set my Mountain Dew down, so this is a problem.
That's a huge problem.
Yes, it is. I rely on caffeine to get through all this shit.
Good communists rely on vodka.
I
got that here too. I mean, they're always within reach.
On alcohol.
Mike, you and I have been podcasting now for over 3 years, right? I don't think I've not had a bottle of vodka nearby.
Were you asking me or telling me? Because yes.
I know for a fact neither of you have ever been around me when I haven't had some kind of nicotine in.
That is true.
You love that nicotine in your mouth.
Oh, there was a crunch on that one. I did not like the sound of that. So, gentlemen,
was that a crunch in your dip?
It was the can. I was closing the can back.
Okay, I was real concerned about the crunch in your lunch there. That's not cool, man.
Yeah, you timed that perfectly with the bite. So anyway, my friends, what have we done to advance the party's interests this week?
You go first.
Tobacco.
No, I'm the interrogator here. You're supposed to go first, and then we circle back around to me. It's only polite.
We're not gin sake-ing you with a circle jerk around.
Listen, I enjoy the circle jerk. I get off. 7 other guys get off. It's great.
Nope. And thank you guys for joining us.
This has been a 2-episode run of this show, or at least there's 2 episodes in our hands. And that'll be it.
And we don't want to talk about what's in Mike's hands.
So this whole show will now be going dead for another decade. And bye.
You don't have the balls to push the end stream button
because I don't have the balls you want me to have, and I'm okay with that.
Mm-hmm. That's nasty. I'll go first then, since I don't want to talk about this anymore.
Yeah, I want to see what you've got in mind for how we advance the party.
Well, we're going to pull in Afghanistan and pick up lots of left behind U.S. gear. Oh, that camera tan.
So you really want all the PTSD? Okay, got it. Bring it.
You can rub right here. It's so good. So for Veterans Day, I found an excellent online sale, which, funny story, I thought was not an excellent online sale yesterday, and realized I was the idiot as usual. But I really like surplus gear. Something that I want to bring into this show is like, hey, you don't need to get a $400 fucking chest rig, especially if it's your first time out doing shit. So Ammo Can Man was running a 18-piece, technically be 20, because this is where I got all fucked up, 18-piece rifleman kit on sale, which included, and it's all UPC UPC camo, which people would call
just say ACU.
I know, but I have to be pedantic.
Can you not for 5 seconds?
No. Anyway, they wrote a sale on, and this is where the sale part actually came in. So it was the old FLC, the Flick, which is not a chest rig in the modern sense that we think of one, but it's the old like LBV type vest where it's got molly all the way up to your nips and then big wide straps around the back and a big padded belt on the back end of it. And then it had all the pouches to go with that, 3 AAR mag pouches, 2 of the triple shingles, 2 canteen pouches, waist pack, and then it had the assault pack. And then the part that I was like, ooh on is the Molly 2 ruck, because I want to get more into rucking, not fucking, which is my phone autocorrects rucking to, oddly enough, although I'll take both depending on the company.
Mother rucker.
Exactly.
So Mike,
Normally my
wants
phone
to destroy his knees so he can feel like a poser.
Knees already destroyed.
He wants to be the guy that's like, oh, I almost joined, and I have the knee injuries to prove it.
Look, I almost joined, but Obama didn't like me.
Sam's going to be the first. Sam's
Which is
going to be the
partly a
first
true story.
veteran who never served to get VA benefits.
That would be nice.
I
Veteran
support
of
this.
the Wyoming ruck.
Anyway, no, getting better in shape. I like to say that you should not. You should be able to sustain yourself more than 2 hours away from McDonald's. So part of that rolls into all this. So no, I bought that whole kit. I spray painted the absolute crap out of it because that came. Well, first I dyed some of it, and then that took too long. So then I found out I had a hell of a lot more spray paint than I thought I did. Because apparently every time I spray paint a rifle, I must buy 3 more cans, thinking that I'm out of spray paint.
You're using surplus paint on surplus gear. This makes sense to me.
No, it's not surplus paint. It's all Rust-Oleum, sir. Fine American
when
paint.
Sam realizes that it takes 1/3 of a can to spray paint his gear, he thinks, oh, I just need 1 of 3 cans, and immediately buys 3 cans. He doesn't know how fractions work.
That might be true, actually. Anywho, got it sprayed up. We're going to be messing around with, or I'm going to be messing around with this rather over the next few months. Already converted the triple mag shingles to take AK mags by cutting the stupid little flappies off and using an HSGI bungee kit. Before the show, I was having a moment of panic, thinking I couldn't get the 3rd magazine out.
Panic.
Then Will's like, just put it on, dumbass. I was like, oh yeah, never mind, it works. So yeah, we'll be going from there. And altogether, this cost me $99. So for $99, you too can LARP.
That's a pretty good deal for that kit. I'm not going to lie.
I mean, if you didn't get the ruck, it'd be $52. Which is where I thought I got... Well, hang on. This is where yesterday I thought I got suckered into a sale where... I just did the stupid quotation mark fingers. Where, even though nobody can see me, where it's like, oh no, this is like Black Friday sales, where they just jack the price up right before a sale, and then you buy it at more expensive or the regular price. And then it turns out I can't fucking count or read because the $52 one did not have the rucksack. The $99 one had the rucksack and frame.
Okay, can we be just real for a second? Everybody that's watching this and everybody on this podcast has bought something before thinking that it was something that it wasn't. And when we got it, we thought that it was different. We've all made that mistake
many times with many things that have gotten my credit card stolen.
I got lucky actually with something I bought recently because I bought an accessory from a different website for it. And then I went back in panic mode thinking I had bought an accessory that would work with a different version of it, but not the version that I bought. And thankfully I did not make that fuck up, but we all do it.
Is that like buying Gen 4 Glock parts for Gen 3 Glocks?
Yes. That's the plebeian way of saying it, but yeah.
I mean, I can plebe it up.
It's like buying AKM furniture when you have an M70 or vice versa, and finding out that Yugo pattern is not everyone else's pattern.
Dude,
I've never done that, but I came very close.
I have learned that when you see Yugo, you have to be very specific with your Google searches.
When you say you go and double check.
I love watching you go.
I bet you do.
Not in the circle jerk kind of way.
Yeah, but you do it specifically sitting in the chair in the corner of the room.
You know, every show has to have its dirty old man. I think we have two.
Yep.
At least.
I wear my role with pride.
So, what else did you do to service the party's interests? If you don't have an answer, I will put you against the wall and shoot you in the back of the head. Go.
All right. Well, maybe a week or so ago, I got a new holster for my concealed carry setup. I've been on our other show, Let's Go Hunt. I have been bitching about that SIG holster for the 365 that came with the gun that SIG actually made. I've been bitching about that for 2 years.
Yes, you have.
So, we had Brian Klecker on from Klecker Tactical. He makes holsters, and he makes holsters. Klecker Tactical.
Clucker?
Cluck, 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 cluck. He's like chicken, no? So I had him make me a holster for my 365, and
it's fancy.
I honestly think it is quite fancy. It is very, very good quality. I love the edges. The edges are crisp. The cuts are crisp, clean. Everything's like making garage holsters. I look for this stuff now, and everything just looks great.
It's vacuum formed.
Yeah.
Vacuum forming, when people started vacuum forming Kydex holsters, is like, oh, okay, these are actually decent holsters now.
Right.
It looks like a good version of the SIG branded Black Point tactical holster that I also have for a 365.
I think it is. This clippy that I asked for, it is a tuckable clip. I can put this clip on and then put my belt over the clip, or just put the clip on the belt. I can tuck it, and I can tuck my shirt in no matter what I'm wearing. I can tuck my shirt in with that holster, and the only thing visible is the clip. It's got the claw on the side. I really like the claws. One of the holsters I made is a holster for my 938, and I put a claw on it because what the claw does is when you're wearing it, the claw pushes up against your belt and it tucks that magazine right into your belly. It extends out your pants a little bit at the front, but if you're wearing a loose shirt, you don't notice. But the claw really reduces the printing of the magazine.
I also very much enjoy claws on especially my appendix carry holsters for that same reason, because I like to carry bigger guns, and having that claw push against the belt, it reduces the printing on the very edge of the t-shirt where it's the most noticeable.
Yep.
I hate appendix carry. I can't do it.
I can't either. However, I would say this holster would work for appendix carry. I just got that whole don't point gun at Venus thing going on.
It's not that. It's just they're always like, oh, it's so much more comfortable. And every time I try, I'm like, this is not comfortable. Try and
I will say
that's not comfortable at all.
When you first start doing it, it's far less comfortable than like 3 or 4 o'clock. But once you get used to it, it's way better.
Metaphor for a lot of life.
You could say that about lots of things. Like, it's not comfortable at first, but once you do it 3 or 4 times, you get used to it.
Yep.
Anyway, so that's what I got. That's how I advanced the party. I just have a better carry holster now, and I tried it out on just a pair of gray sweatpants. Sweatpants held it no problem, as long as they were tied properly. Otherwise, if they were untied, I would have had I would have had 2 unconcealed weapons. But
the noisy cricket and a real gun.
2 micro compacts.
They're definitely micros for sure.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, yeah, that's the most recent thing I got aside from my new use Glock.
Anything else?
Not really. I could go get the new use Glock, but I don't.
I'm talking to him.
You're pointing to the empty off screen, and he's up there.
Oh, on my screen, he's over there.
Well, your screen is wrong. Learn to be right. Learn how correct looks. Do better.
So I'm assuming you're asking me now.
Well,
yes.
I'm asking myself.
Oh.
That was Dummy's way of saying it's your turn to go.
Mm-hmm.
Well, he didn't say segue, so I didn't know.
Yeah. Okay. Well, segue. Right. Let's go.
So I got this, and I have more things that will hopefully be on next week's episode, but this will give a little preview.
Holy shit. You just saw what I realized? For people listening, he's holding up a leather flap holster. How do we get that printed with Gucci? You know, the little
We
Gucci emblems all over?
we don't because at least one of the three of us isn't gay, and that would be me. That's not gay.
Well,
So
that's not my fault. You have no fashion sense because, sir, that would look absolutely pimp.
you're right. I have no fashion sense because I'm a
And
straight
when
man.
and a proper commissar of a random third world Caucasus republic would have
Okay, look,
not real Gucci,
I'm
like
already
Chinese knockoff Gucci.
I'm already the contrarian, and people are already questioning whether or not I'm actually a capitalist plant in the party.
You
I
are.
can't
You
go
are.
around, yes, but I'm going with my lore. I can't go around just flaunting something with Gucci pattern that is clearly supporting capitalism if I'm trying to infiltrate the party.
Bitch,
You
have
can
never
because
seen
that's you can do that because that's what somebody who's not trying to infiltrate the party as a capitalist would do.
exactly. Have you ever seen real communists? The people
Right.
on top always have this shit.
Yeah.
Anyway,
don't you understand how this works?
so I
I've
has
seen Enemy
holster,
Escapes.
and I will have a thing that goes in the holster. But meanwhile, I already have other things in the holster. One of the things
I'm
I
sure you have
has
lots of things you can put in the holster.
is I have a leash because I roll that way with my babies. My babies like leashes.
Good girl.
All right.
No.
I has it's a little stiff still, but I has cleaning rod, 4 gun, and I has magazine, 4 gun, because apparently they thought that everything needed to go in one place back then instead of understanding basic human ergonomics and putting magazines on the opposite side of your pistol.
Yeah, but
Well,
And
they also
something I
didn't
figured out.
understand that shooting two-handed was a thing either.
Do you know
Like,
where that
didn't
actually
come out
came
that
from?
movie. Yeah, Jeff Cooper.
Do you know where that came from?
Shooting
So the
two-handed? Yeah,
reason
Jeff Cooper.
No. Do you know why one-handed shooting was taught through World War II? Here's a TISM moment for everybody.
This
It's
whole show is a
because
TISM moment.
World War I and before, the vast majority of people that carried pistols were cavalry and officers. And officers usually also had a horse because that was like their personal Jeep back before Jeep was Jeep. And so
And
when they would learn to shoot their handguns, if they were shooting dismounted or even if they were shooting on the horse, one hand had to be on the reins to control the horse while they were shooting. So they would literally train to hold the reins and shoot at
that's
the
why they
same
got them
time.
fucked up stances when you see them in pictures all the time holding their guns. They're like, haha, like you're holding out a sword. Like,
That's
that makes
literally
sense.
what it is. That's where that comes from.
Because if you let go of the reins of the horse and try to shoot two-handed, you fall off your horse, and that's not ideal.
or the fucking horse runs away.
Yeah,
And you're still
unless the
standing
horse
there.
is
You're
unless
left
the horse
standing
is
there.
battle hardened.
I mean, the horse is a horse, of course.
Then you're left
Yeah.
standing there being charged by angry Zulus with no horse. And you're just like, well,
Oh, that's a bad fucking day. So
Is-
I
something
didn't
else
see
I
any
figured
horses
out.
in that movie.
is Sandalwana? Well, that's because you watched, you probably only watched Zulu. You did not
You're right. I
watch,
did only watch Zulu because I
Zulu
actually went to
Dawn.
Rourke's Drift, and my dad was like, "We got to see Rourke's Drift because of the movie," and blah blah blah. And like, I don't know how that related to my grandpa in Mozambique, but sure.
Is this the Chronoplons conversation for tonight?
We
I mean,
can make it.
I would talk about the British defeat at Zondawana all day long if we wanted to.
Yeah, but we're going to come back to this 5 minutes from now out of nowhere because you got him started.
I like the Zulu defeat at Rourke's Drift myself.
I mean,
Anyway, something else I figured out about this holster, playing with it today, is there's this little tab right here on the holster. And I didn't realize this, but if you pull on that, what it does is it brings up a little strip of leather. It's kind of hard to see because the holster's not formed yet. There's a little strip of leather in there. And that actually, if you yank on it, it will bring the gun up to make it easier to grab because even the grip is covered by this flap right here. So it will make the gun easier to grab on the draw if you yank on this leather strap that I can't seem to grab.
So if you pull on that leather strap, it's easier to grab it.
Yes.
He just said yank twice on a show
I'll
about
say
negative.
yank even more.
I think he's a Yankee Doodle.
I thought he was a good Southern boy.
You don't know Southerners very well.
No, I don't.
Southern New York, maybe.
Okay, you shut your dirty whore mouth. I will come punch you in the face right now.
And I'll give him the address.
Oh, I have ways of finding things.
Well, I'm excited for next week when you actually have something to put in there instead of just showing me a floppy leather holster.
He comes on the show with no pants on, the holster's on his dick. Like, dude, that's not what we meant.
I mean, I'll screenshot
He starts
it.
pulling on the leather strap.
How did you guess my planned outfit for next week? I didn't even write it down yet.
You know the answer. I'm not going to say the answer, but you know how I guessed the answer.
Print screen, print screen, print screen, print screen. That's all I have to say to that.
Anyway, so this is how I've advanced the party so far. Next week, I will have advanced it much further.
Okay, good. I don't have to kill you.
You're kind of making me want to go look at
Miracle.
my Tokarev holster and see if it has a mag pouch and a little crank
What?
yank or leather strap.
My Tokarev, holy crap! I had forgot about this because I got rid of it because it didn't fit anything else. My Tokarev came with like a Western style, like a cowboy action holster, like quick draw holster, which I think the only actually I probably didn't get rid of it because I never get rid of anything. It was also came with Norinkos were imported with these horrible like Target grips on it, big fat ugly plastic pieces of crap. The best I could figure is some old man died and his family was selling all of his shit, and when we have this holster and this gun kind of fits in it, boom, and then they sold it to the local gun store and I acquired it with this random ass holster it did not fit in. That was all it was all dry rotted, so maybe I did get rid of it. But yeah, mine didn't. I mean, come on, it makes sense to have a holster with a little magazine on it from a certain point of view, because at that point, every time you issue one, it comes with a spare mag and a cleaning rod and somewhere to keep it all. And that way you only have to make one pouch, not two pouch.
All right, now you're making me think about it. Be right back.
Big thanks.
Anyway, party janitor, how did you advance interest of party this week?
We started with me.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah, we started with
You
me.
were
got the flick
pushing
all set up.
hard.
I
You
got the
were
flick all
pushing
set
hard.
up. I went on a 27.5-pound 2-mile hike yesterday, just building that shit up so I don't get shin splints. Assault packs suck over 25-ish pounds, so we'll be putting that in the ruck next time. Yeah. And I'll be shooting much more with this. Or at least I want to be doing much more shooting with this. It's interesting because I've avoided the whole FLC vests for a very long time because it's just like, oh man, like middle awkward teenage stage GWAT there. But
I
it's not
will
terrible.
say,
I got the
Mills-
magazine.
go ahead.
I was just saying,
Mil-
oh my gosh. You go.
Yeah, Milsurp stuff is a great place. Since we want to talk about this more, and this is something that we want to develop into a theme, Milsurp stuff is a great place to start. One, because if you can take some guy that's never camped, he's never gone hunting, he's never gone hiking or anything, give him all of this super low level, lowest bidder grade equipment, and then they can go on to still be the best and most effective military in the world with that level of gear. It's a great place to start so you can learn as an individual what you like and what you don't. And then if you can buy your own gear that will fit your needs and desires better later on, now you're not wasting a crap ton of money on stuff that doesn't work for you in the first place, and you spent 5 times what you would have spent on a flick kit or a rifleman's kit.
Confirm. I used to be a huge fan of Cheaper Than Dirt until the first ammo recession I ever saw came into play. Yeah, I know. I'm aware. Like,
I've also
I'm
ordered
reformed
things from them as a child. I know.
So this was like when I was first getting into him. Hey, there he is, Quacker Tactical. After I already reviewed his holster. Thanks for joining. Anyway,
I still think it should be Clucker. Like if I owned that, if I was him, which is probably a good thing I'm not, I would rename it to Clucker.
Yes, because nobody would know your name if you were him. People
that's
know
true.
his name.
I
His
mean,
name's
even
on
so.
everything.
Moving on.
Anyway, so one of the things that caught my eye in my early days was this. I think it was UTG that made it. It was this vest, a tactical vest, and it had like pouch for shotgun ammo, and it had a radio pouch, and you could like put 12 AR mags on you, like on your body. And I thought that was like the coolest thing ever. And then I took it to some AR classes. I bought that when I was in Japan, had it shipped to my mom's, and then started, actually using the stuff that I bought. And my range used to offer AR move and shoot classes. They called them, I don't remember it doesn't matter, but where you'd go with your AR and you'd fire 50 to 100 rounds and take 2 hours of AR class time from a very qualified instructor. And I learned very, very quickly that stupid vest did me no good. So when I came back from Afghanistan in 2019, I went to one of his classes and I showed up with a surplus plate carrier that I had pulled out of the airman's attic, and complete with level 3 plates that I had also pulled out of the airman's attic because they were left in there from one of the, were they Liberian or Ugandan?
I remember Ugandan.
I don't remember it might have been Ugandan.
You told me the story years ago. It was Ugandan.
Like some third world African shithole where we paid them a lot of money to come up and stand around with AKs and wear plates and protect us.
May I just have one moment here of complaint? Because they could have paid me to do that.
They could have, yeah. I mean, they
You
couldn't
would
have
not
paid me
want
to.
that
They
job.
paid me to be there, and I didn't want to be there as it was.
I probably definitely wouldn't want that.
Because
job.
what would have happened is they would have paid your government a lot of money, and your government would have been like, "I'm giving you food and some clothes."
So you're saying the U.S. government would have paid itself?
Yep.
Again,
I mean,
I'm out.
In the situation that we're in, yes, but like
anyway,
and you would have had to pay taxes on the money you got paid back to the U.S. government on top of it.
I hate this place.
Yeah, anyway, this wasn't great. So I came back with this plate carrier and had plates in it. I bought mag pouches and everything for it. And you know what a difference it made when I had proper gear? Like,
yep, because
that UTG thing, I'm pretty sure I threw it in the trash because there's no fucking point in keeping that piece of shit. Like I asked for that for Christmas. Whoever got me that for Christmas, I apologize, but
well, you had to learn.
You're right. I did have to learn.
My very first, this was supposed to be a different topic for tonight, but you know what? This might actually work. I'll flip flop them because this was supposed to be what AK, and then we were going to finalize with everyone asks why and what, nobody asks how. Well, tonight we're asking how, I think, because this is going to be some gear horn. So I got into guns in my early 20s. And so this would be 2013. I bought that Zastava OPAP. And that is right around the time where if you bought like tactical gear, you were some kind of like militia queer, maybe. It wasn't fucking cool yet. Like you were kind of a weirdo if you bought that shit. So I was trying to avoid being a weirdo. And my very first piece of tactical
I've got news for you.
Yeah, but now the weirdos are more like me, so we're fine. My very first piece of tactical gear to go, actually, I built a fucking sling, which was terrible sling that I built way back in the day, but hell, it fucking kind of worked. And it was, I can't remember the name. It started with the G. It wasn't Galco, but it was some random rebranded Chinese bullshit. And it was just a magazine bandolier that would hold, it was double-sided, 3 mag little pouches on each side. And I could huck that over my shoulder and have 6 mags here on my left side, and I put a piece of webbing around the back of it to buckle around my back. I was like, oh, look, I can carry ammo. This is so fucking cool. It was a piece of shit. But it got me on the road, which is exactly what that vest did for you. It got you going.
You're right. And, let's segue back to the beginning of my shooting journey and talking about pieces of shit and the whole reason I vanished off camera briefly. And I went and found my holster for my Tokarev.
Yeah, it's the exact same type.
Almost. It doesn't have the
little pulley.
I wish it did, because goddamn, this I need Klecker to like.
That would probably be an innovation that happened somewhere in the late 40s and 50s. They're like, hey, put a little string.
No string. I've got a mag pouch though. That's neat.
That is still better than the fucking, I can't remember the name of it, the fucking Russian Makarov holster, where you put the gun in without a round in the chamber and you push downward, the holster racks it for you, and you're ready to go.
That seems counterproductive. I don't like it. But anyway, yeah, here's my talkie. This was one of the first. Okay, so I started my gun journey with a Glock, and then I got a Para 1911 from the my first deployment. It was my first deployment's like commemorative gun, and honestly, it was a piece of shit, and I wish I hadn't spent my money on it. But at the same time, it's kind of cool having this crappy Para that, you know, it's kind of like a Picasso. It's worth more now because Para's dead, but it still sucks. But yeah, this Tokarev,
the sentimental value is the biggest piece of it, though.
Honestly, yeah. And I have been known to shoot it. I took it to a competition to see how well it would do. I will never take it to a competition again. And then I had one of the ROs. She actually runs the competition. She was like, if you want a double stack 45 that works, I have an affiliate with Rock Island. And I was like, I'm going to take you up on that someday. But anyway, I don't remember when I got the Tokarev, but I got the Tokarev from the same dude that I got this AK from, my SKS, my Remington 700, not my SKS, my Nagant, and my Remington 700. I got the Tokarev from him. I'm pretty sure I got my Charles Daly shotgun from him. Like, this dude bought guns and then sold them to me for like less than he paid.
I know a guy right now doing that with a AK-104 and 103, 104, and all I can say is I don't have the money to buy it right now, but he rotates through fucking guns constantly.
I know,
like he bought an FAL 3 weeks later, sold it, buys this AK, decks it out with a bunch of, I think it's Midwest furniture. A month later, he's trying to sell it. It's like, dude,
like, what are you doing?
Anyway,
and yeah, I mean, people spend their money on hobbies and then they got to sell stuff to pay the bills. And I'm like, you know what? If you paid your bills and then bought the gun, you wouldn't have to sell it later to pay bills.
The party supports financial responsibility.
Does it though?
Yes.
I'm pretty sure financial responsibility is the exact opposite of what the party stands for.
Yeah.
It's the typical thing where we support it, but we don't practice it.
Okay, fair enough.
We tell everyone else to do this thing, but don't mind our business. We're doing this other shit over here.
So anyway, I've got core memories with this gun, like blasting off 7-cent around 7.62 by 25 cases.
He's
that would
doing
crack
the
all
ammo
way
nostalgia
down to the
thing
case head.
again.
Oh man, it was.
He's also getting off topic.
No, I'm not. We're still talking about Tokarev.
No, because we're talking about gear, not Tokarev.
Tokarev is gear.
No, we're not. No, nylon gear, shooty gear. Make you better at shooting.
You're the only one that's shown off nylon tonight.
Well, that won't fucking fix yourself.
I don't want the camera to see my nylons.
No, that vest.
Nobody wants your nylons.
Did it also have the little built-in terrible holster?
My nylons or the Tokarev?
No, the frickin' vest that you had.
Oh yeah, it did.
What we were talking about.
No, it had.
It was a Stargate SG-1 vest.
It basically was. It had the Velcro on the one side. It had the sewn in mag pouches on the right side, and then the left side was like this big pile of Velcro where you could put on another 6 mag pouches or the pistol holster. But I was like, no, I've got a real pistol holster. I don't need that piece of shit. Not realizing I didn't need any of that piece of shit. So yeah. But yes, it did come with the handgun holster.
Yeah.
That was made by
I used to have
Uncle
one
Mike's
of
or
those.
something.
Ironically, the one that I had was also in ACU.
Gross.
Mine was black.
That's double ick.
Yeah. Why would you? Ew. Okay, so here's a fun fact. Everybody knows I used to load weapons in the Air Force, and one of my first years at my most recent base, the base I left, the guard base I left from, some jets went up. Some of our jets went to Japan. They deployed with another base's jets. Well, that base sent a couple of load crews to help us do our work because they sent us some of their jets to work on as well. And so we were all like one big clusterfucked family. And these dudes showed up with these like UTG vests, but instead of all the crap on them, like it was just Molly vest. Just think the cheap Molly vest. And they were sticking speed handles and ratchets and all sorts of shit in these vests. And I'm like,
oh yeah, I've used one of
damn, I
those
wish
before, but with pouches, and it's way better because it's more configurable.
Right.
I've seen
But
framers do
the
it.
very thought of putting tools in my Molly shit, that blew me away. That was honestly genius. Having pouches also would have been ideal because then you could have a screwdriver pouch and like a safety wire plier pouch and a glasses pouch and still have all the Molly shit for speed handles. But that's the only use for those vests.
I mean, come now.
Oh
So-
yeah, very much like the vest Sam's wearing.
That's all the FLC is. That's all the flick is. It's just a vest that is covered from nips to belly button in Molly.
Okay.
Nothing but little Molly bits, which is not high speed and fucking cool today because it's not a fucking chest rig. It's not a. But I don't actually get the point, especially after wearing this around some more. Mags are at nipple height, which is where I like them. It's doing everything a chest rig does. It just has a little more shit up here on the old pecs. It's got a wider yoke, which feels nice. But no, these are definitely not cool. But you know what you can do, at least at my surplus store, and Venture Surplus carries them online too. So does every other fucking surplus store in the world. If you didn't want to go to Ammo Can, go to Ammo Can, man, go wherever. You can get the fucking vest for under $10. The double AR mag pouches. If you were to plow, hang on, I'm going to scroll real quick. Plow Guy Dave in the chat wants to know if there's a way to submit questions. There is, Mr. Dave. You go to AK47radio.net, scroll down, input your personal information, and I will not hire a gang of Colombian hitmen to come to your house and kill your dog.
You could just call the ATF.
That's not nearly as fun. Haven't you seen Scarface?
Yeah, but you're also getting your taxpayer dollars to actually work for you in that case.
Look, if the choice is between paying them to do evil and paying them to do nothing, which of those is better?
I'd prefer
Not
they
paying
just
them
don't
to
exist.
do nothing.
Yeah, but you don't have a choice.
Not paying them to do evil. Like, go do evil for free. I'm not paying you for it.
Anyway, so this is not the most high-speed bullshit in the world anymore. But you can get the fucking vest for under $10 if you wanted to buy it piecemeal. Magazine pouches at the store today were for double AR mag pouches if you want to be gay and run ARs. I think they were $3 for ACU double AR mag pouches, just Velcro flap on the front, pretty standard Molly mag pouch. $3. Go buy a freaking can of spray paint, and boom, you've got all you need. The canteen / general purpose pouches, again, dirt fucking cheap because nobody wants gear in ACU. And if you're not wanting to know what you're going to do in terms of shooting gear, and you're looking at fucking chest rigs that are, holy crap, like you can get ones that are made in China for pretty damn cheap on Amazon. Not a bad place to start. Some of the Condor gear, I wore a Condor battle belt. I blew that thing out. I wore that fucking belt so damn much. I ripped the Molly off of it. I duct taped the fucking thing back together, and it kept on going. It's still sitting in a bin over there.
My first plate carrier was a Condor.
Yep. Nothing wrong with Condor gear either, in my opinion. Not starting out. And sometimes, hell, some of that shit's not even bad to keep on going with, except for a lot of it will reflect AR like a bitch. So you got to rattle can it to knock that down. So that somebody like me who spent way too much money on night vision doesn't shine an IR flashlight at you and go, oh, hi.
And even if you've made the mistake, like again, I'm sure most of us have, You've spent too much money on something that you thought was going to work well for you, and now you hate all of it, but you found this one mag pouch or this one GP pouch or something else that you really like. Well, now you can buy some other cheap surplus base level gear, add the one or two things you already know you like to it if it's full molly, and then you can go from there figuring out what you want, but you already at least have some gear you like, and you don't have to just start completely from scratch again or keep spending more money trying to make the bad thing you already bought make work for you.
Yep. Now, one of the downsides of if you're going to put together kit for an AK mags are taller than AR mags and fatter than AR mags, which means you are not getting
Hornstar curve to them.
It depends. I mean, the 5.56 AK mags have the same curve to them as a P mag pretty much, but 7.62 by 39, yeah, you're full banana at that point.
No half banana, definitely full banana.
Nope, full banana.
If we were naming our shows, that should be our show title for this episode.
Oh, look,
full banana.
Dooley from the AR-15 podcast is in the chat. I'm gonna go ban him.
Well, we assume it's Dooley. It just says AR-15 podcast.
It's Dooley.
It could be Garth.
So anyway,
I mean, you could ban him, but he won't be fully banned forever.
What the freaking triple mag shingles? If you're just trying to get into shit cheap, you cut the tops off them. You spend $12 on a HSGI bungee kit, bungee them together, off flip the bungee, out comes the mag.
Alternatively, you do the exact same thing, except you put AR mags in them.
Oh yeah, you do. I leave enough elastic to tighten them down for AR mags too, because those stupid snaps suck.
Is it?
I hate flaps.
Have you done a little test where you run around the house bouncing, trying to get those mags to come out, or like done any low crawls or rolling around?
We will get there.
I have to wonder if they're snugged up tight enough to you that you don't need the goddamn.
Oh no, they'll pop right out, especially full momentum. So you need the elastic.
Okay.
Those mags,
we'll do all that shit later.
Length, like front to back, they're pretty much the same size as an AR mag, and I'm sure you've used those pouches enough to know that they're not retention based.
I don't have an AR mag handy, but let me just say the girth, the length, and the curve is what she prefers.
All right then.
Anywho, no, I'm excited to try this out more because in terms of $100 for it to basically turn you into a little Wolverine.
You know, I brought up the thing that, like, didn't I bring that up last week, or yeah, I did at the end of the show, and then you were like,
thing
that the Wolverines didn't use AKs, and you were like, they did later, and I was like, oh yeah, that's true. Good point.
I mean, they started off with Daddy's hunting rifle,
yeah,
and then they killed a couple of commies, and then they got their hands on AK. Egyptian Mounties, if I remember correct from my my little movie facts, I'm pretty sure they had Egyptian AKs in that film, which is an awesome movie.
Klecker Tactical says the number of mag variants for AKs is frustrating for when it comes.
Oh, yes, it is. Yes, this has been a learning experience for me. This has, speaking of mags, because I have sworn up and down for the past 12 fucking years that surplus steel mags are the way to go. And I still think they are in a lot of ways, because if you can get an actual com block surplus steel AK mag, you cannot destroy that mag unless it came to you rusted and fucked up. That mag will outlive you. Also, they were great for opening beer cans.
And even worse, a lot of the polymer mags don't fit because they're a little bit thicker.
They're fatter.
Yeah.
I
have two Wasser 10s. They fit in one, but not the other one.
That's where you gotta fucking shave them down big time on the top. Unlike this magazine I'm holding right now, though, you can do it without being an animal. But no, polymer mags are fatter. The P mags aren't too much fatter, but yeah, I can't do attack reload with polymer AK mags very well. My monkey grip is not that big. Steel mags can do, not with polymer mags, but
polymer mags cannot do. Speaking of can do, Klecker can do Tokarev holster? Question mark.
Okay, that's off topic. Anyway,
we haven't had a topic.
Yes, we do.
This show is our topic.
The topic has
exactly.
Point being, I'm coming around a little bit on polymer mags because putting together the weight in terms of a full combat load, so it would be 6 mags on this thing. You start switching over to polymer mags, preferably polymer mags that have steel locking lugs and steel feed lips, and you start shaving a shit ton of weight off when you start putting on 6 mags on something.
But polymer mags don't look nearly as cool as like surplus steel mags.
Except for that one up there, that US Palm that's clear, where you get to see all your bullets. It's kind of neat.
Yeah, that's fair.
It doesn't have steel reinforced locking lugs, though. To me, it's a fucking range toy. Because I've never done it myself, but I've seen way too many damn videos of people dropping an AK or even dropping into prone, especially with old Tapco mags, and the rear lug just fucking shearing off. And then you're sitting there going, oh, well, that mag's fucked.
Neato. I
Which
bet
I think
the
is
cheap ones
why-
I bought don't have steel locking lugs.
Which is why I think the Magpul came out with the steel reinforced versions on top of their normal all poly versions.
Yeah.
Yep.
Look, good for combat.
Pop it over the chat. AR-15 podcast says he thinks the best ones for AKs are G-code. Those work. Country boy guns over there. You, sir, you are totally right. Tacos. HGS, I have so many, all my like, the fucking Chinese PLA is dropping paratroopers. I have to run out the door. All that gear I own has taco mags because between AR mags, AK mags,
FAL mags, G3 mags.
I need to be able to shove any magazine into anything.
Yeah,
So
that's kind of the only thing I really love about the tacos is they're that versatile. My philosophy is if it's for a pistol mag, go with a dedicated mag. Or sorry, I take that back. If it's for a pistol, if it's for a gun, go with a dedicated holster. Like that holster only works with that gun forever, period, dot. But if it's for a magazine, I want universal, or at least as close to universal as I can get, because then I can just run whatever and I don't have to spend 2 hours resetting a belt or a plate carrier or whatever with new mag pouches.
This has been my life for a long time because I started off with an AK and then bought an AR later. And I'd like, I can't afford to buy 2 versions of fucking everything.
Mm-hmm.
And that's back when taco mags were the shit.
Mm-hmm.
They weren't just like these days. For some reason, people look at taco mags as being like, oh, those kind of suck. And I think it's because they have problems reinserting them.
I have other rifle mags that are better, but they're only better with one type of mag. They're not better universally. I was the guy, just like most of us, I think. I started out with, oh, if I get this one holster for this pistol, I can use it for every pistol. And then I very quickly figured out that was a really damn bad idea. And
do you remember that holster that came out that advertised itself as being for like 135 guns? And all you had to do was take up space on your rail so that you could put the holster mount in it. And it was this big chonky motherfucker, so it would fit everything.
No, but I have something that's kind of similar. I have a Black Hawk holster that it actually does work pretty well with almost every semi-automatic pistol that I have that has a rail on it, but it's not something I would carry for actual use. It would be great for a range trip or like a review video or something.
I really think the Black Hawk one is what I'm thinking.
Duty.
Do you use a little mount that attaches onto the rail so that
so mine actually is dedicated to, it has to have a light on it, and it will take either a TLR1 or an X300.
Oh,
but
you're talking about the Omnivore?
Yeah,
the Omnivore.
Yeah, Dooley was just talking about that in the chat. It turns out if you try and shove a USP-45 into a Black Hawk Omnivore, you can still just stick your finger in the trigger guard.
Yeah, so for a lot of the bigger guns, like obviously it won't work for my Mark 23, but you also have to have a light adapter to put the light on the gun, which is what the holster indexes off of, is the light.
Look this fucker over here humble bragging. Oh, my Mark 23. Ooh.
You're the one that's constantly fucking talking about your USP 45. I have to one up you every time you bring it up.
Yeah, the difference is you won't actually take yours out into the world, though. and shoot it.
I
because
have
you're like,
carried,
it's
I have
too
concealed
precious.
carried my Mark 23, bitch. I don't want to hear it.
Let's go
I've
drag it
seen
through
what
the
you
beaver pond.
conceal carry. That's not the brag you think it is.
Let's go drag it through the
I
beaver
can still
pond.
carry a Glock 19 size handgun.
No, that's not the point I'm making. The point I'm making is that you
You've
have
seen
more
my
gear.
dick and you realize that I can
Whoa.
carry a lot around. Yeah, that makes sense.
That's
You.
not even close to the direction I was taking.
But
That I was
that's what
talking
I'm
about.
going with.
No, the omnivore is fun because while I was waiting for my USP holster to get made, which took a long fucking time, and the company that made it went out of business like a week later, which explains why the holster showed up kind of fucking warped and weird looking. But
Well,
I bought one of the old one of the like the nylon Velcro holsters where it kind of hugs around your gun, which not great, but it does cover the trigger guard. It will hold the gun. Fair enough. And then I went out and bought an omnivore just to see, and I set it up as like, oh, I can still shoot this. Like maybe that's a feature.
yeah, I remember they had the omnivore. They were advertising it all over Cabela's when I worked there, and the FUDs that worked the counter were like, "Yeah, you could put any gun into it. All you need is it needs a rail, and then you just put this thing on it." And this must have been before maybe this was the first version of the omnivore that
Yeah.
indexed off of the rail.
They
mount
came out with
that they
both versions
provided.
at the same time.
Oh, okay. I only knew about the first one. I didn't know they did one for
Because
the light as
Cabela's,
well.
because
Yeah.
they're all FUDs and you don't need they're Mossad Ayub. You don't need a light on a gun.
They're Mossad.
Working the gun
Cool.
counter at Cabela's with a bunch of FUDs was a very interesting time in my life.
I believe it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
There was one time there was this Colt 1911 and it was all engraved, nickel plated, all sorts of really like ivory handles, everything. They wanted the gun library guy said he was going to ask for $5,000 for it. And I was like, oh, cool. Can I see it? And he's like, yeah, here you go. So what do you do when you take a gun from somebody? You pop the mag and you clear it. So I popped the mag and I went to I popped the mag and I went to clear it and he yelled at me, don't do that. You'll mess it up. I'm trying to sell that to Luke Bryan. And I'm like,
I mean, to be fair, $5,000 gun, you better
still gonna clear it.
Yeah, but you better be like, let me just barely pull the fucking slide back, not go monkey.
No, he was worried that I was going to scrape it with the magazine I was holding in the same hand. That was his issue.
You know what?
Or maybe $5,000 gun should be made properly enough that you don't have to worry about that. Or maybe $5,000 gun should be worth $5,000, not just engraved.
I agree. It was a cool gun, but I wouldn't pay $5,000 for it. In any case,
well, we're all too poor for that shit anyway.
Right.
If I could buy a $5,000 heavily used police trade-in full auto MP5 right now, I wouldn't worry about scratching it, but I'd fucking save up the money to buy it.
Fair.
It's worth $5,000.
Yeah, I agree with that. So anyway,
damn it! Now I forgot what the fuck we were talking about.
I don't think we ever
get a real holster. That's the point. Get a real holster. Also, get a holster if we're gonna go down this road. Holsters with retention, if it's going to be carried outside your belt, out in the woods.
Amen.
Because I used to have an XDM, the fucking really annoying XDM too, with the full size grip and the little short fucker barrel. Because I was buying guns from Dragon Man's, and that was a dark time in my life. Anyway. I was doing a low crawl at a shooting event once under some barbed wire, and it was
Dragon Man's.
No.
Are you just trying to go out and put your targets up?
I mean, I showed up at that range one time, and the lady looks at me and goes, "Oh, the RO isn't there, but you've been here before, so just go RO down there." I'm like, "A fucking what?"
I'm sorry. What?
Yeah, I RO Dragon Man's for about 10 minutes one time.
That was 10 minutes too long.
I agree.
Also, how are you not dead?
Right.
How is anybody else not dead? That's more the bigger question.
I'm not dead. Yes, you are. Shut up.
I was doing a running gun though. I could have shot it as a 2-gun match. I didn't realize that. So I shot it as a 3-gun match and got massacred on the shotgun stages. Also, I was shooting with an iron sight G3, which caused me to fall very behind on the 400 some yard targets, which I did fucking hit after a full magazine. But that's another story. Now I was doing low crawl under a barbed wire obstacle. It wasn't actual barbed wire. Been cooler if it was. And yeah, my which no round in the chamber. My XDM came out of the holster randomly. That was a little embarrassing. I did not get DQ'd somehow. So I'm not sure anybody saw it but me. And then I've nearly lost guns crawling through fucking willows that were in, basically level 1 retention holster, just straight Kydex. So I won't take a gun outside for serious use without if it's a chest holster, that would be different. But if it's on a belt, no, it's got the little hoodie on it.
So I took that advice to heart when I had Klecker build me a new holster for my Glock for hunting.
Mm-hmm.
It's a simple retention hood, but that's very sound advice, especially if you're hunting. You could easily sit down and like have a rock catch the pistol grip and you not notice. Like you just sit down and the gun comes out and then you walk away from that rock and there's your gun just laying down.
And 10 minutes later, you get mauled by a grizzly bear.
Because your gun's sitting by a rock and not in your holster where it should have been.
Yep. You deserve it.
It's solid advice.
I won't say the brand, but I did so I'm a martial artist and we did a kind of combined course one day on a range. It was a full weekend class. And the last thing we did was you start on the ground with somebody in mount position on top of you, but you've got your pistol, right? You've got your pistol, loaded magazine, empty chamber, verified in your holster, and then you're fighting this person off of you. You have to get up, you have to go fight through people with like shield bags, and then you have somebody come up with either a training gun or a training knife pointed at you. You have to do the technique to fight that off and take that away, and then you run up to the line, so you're already gassed, you're breathing hard, heart rate is up, and then the instructor at the line at like 10 yards gives you a course of fire. And I saw a guy who had a thigh holster made by a company that I will not name, but the screws actually came out. So as he's on the ground fighting, his pistol falls out, and I had to call knock it off to go up and grab his loaded gun and then take it up to the line. So that granted, no round in the chamber, verified by multiple other people, but still, like, you don't fuck around with that shit. I had to verify that and take it up so that he could continue to go through everything and not lose his gun 8,000 times as he's fighting people. And a good holster makes all the difference in a world. And it was a Kydex holster. It just came
the screws came loose.
You gotta Loctite those fuckers.
Yeah.
Yep. And the company that he bought it from clearly did not.
That goes back to what you said at the very beginning. Like you learn through using your gear if it's actually going to work for the purpose you intended or not. And just like my UTG vest, I learned very quickly that it sucked donkey balls and I should never touch it again. I did, however, continue to use it because it was available for working reloads until I got that. Yeah, exactly. It's what I had. And when I came back with that really crappy plate carrier, I was like, yeah, I'm so happy.
Uganda forever.
We learn things by experience and by spending money. Those are the primary ways.
All of us have that box or drawer full of just gun shit we don't use anymore. In fact, that's where this holster was, in that box.
Oh, I got rid of my box at the surplus store recently, and it worked out for me. All right. Well,
I think we thoroughly covered nothing.
Yes, but once again, we got through absolutely nothing on the notes, which I know the notes aren't like a requirement, but at the same time, they're
more like guidelines than actual rules.
We switched to next week topic instead. I wanted to run through a little, I call it industry news, but it's not like political industry news. It's shit that came out recently because Plow Guy Dave, who was asking about a way to submit questions, submitted a fucking question on me about what we think of Wook's It's not Wook's Wood. It's just plain old Wook's about their new AK furniture, which of course I think he just left because he's a pansy.
I think he wants to go do.
So I'm gonna go share my screen real quick. Hang on.
Oh fuck.
Share screen to what I consider to be some of the ugliest AK furniture mine eyes have seen.
I'm
It's
the
not too bad.
exact opposite of an AK purist, and I think that I like Wooks. I think what they're doing is cool, especially if you want something that looks good but is also very functional. I think it's cool. No, this makes me want to throw up in my mouth and then swallow it and repeat the process over and over and over again.
That's dramatic, but I'll take it.
It's
Yeah.
not nearly as hideous as the Tapco shit I put on my second AK because I just got back from a deployment and I'm gonna tack out an AK like a.
Okay, you keep Tapco's name out your fucking mouth. Tapco, rip Tapco.
Yep, rip Tapco. F's in the chat for Tapco. Also, I will argue Tapco is infinitely better because you may have spent money on Tapco and been wrong about it. At least Tapco is a hell of a lot cheaper. Wooks is out there for some of this stuff from $480. Like, son, back in my day, that was an AK.
And if you get your Tapco stuff wet, it's not going to swell and expand.
Same buddy that I bought the Talkie from and Nagant and all of that, he bought this AK. Before he sold it to me, he sanded down all of the wood on it, including the butt. And then he stained it with whatever color stain this is. And then he lacquered it. So it's got this nice shiny finish. This is a really, really, I love the furniture on this gun. And the second one I bought came very, very similarly set up. Like somebody had sanded it, stained it, and lacquered it. And that looks infinitely better than that Wooks furniture.
If you one of these days we'll get to this, I have a recipe for turning blank, so like unfinished wood, into that wonderful kind of orangish color that they throw it on the AK-74 when it first came out. That's not on that right now. I need to dress it up for next week, but it came out just mint.
Like
it takes a lot of iodine.
Yours is actually a really good example of what most AK furniture looks like before anybody does this to it. That dull, unfinished.
Oh, that's just black right now. That's the freaking that's the PSA furniture that came with it. I spray painted
one above you, ding dong.
Oh, that?
Yeah,
that's an M70. That's a Yugo. That comes. That's teak oil. That is not lacquered. That is solid. That's not a laminate. That is solid wood, and that's teak oil finish. And if you do anything else to a Zastava, you are wrong.
I think it could.
No, it's
very well.
No, they're not lacquered. Yugoslavian AKs were not lacquered. They get teak oil finishes.
Okay. Two things. One, Mikhail. I had some phlegm that time. I think your wood AK furniture looks really good.
Thank you for saying the rest of that sentence properly.
Yeah. Yes. Two, I think the wood on Sam's AK looks better because it looks more realistic and utilitarian. My SKS back there at some point got refinished and somebody lacquered it and they did a really shitty job. And it, to me, it doesn't look good, but I don't want to fuck with it even more than it's already been fucked with. So I'm just leaving it alone. I don't like the shiny wood. I don't like shiny on guns, period.
I mean, shiny it's not a utilitarian thing because shiny can get you killed. That's
but how many parades are you carrying your AK around in? Oh, none? Cool. So you would want it to be duller and darker and flatter, which is why I prefer the fucking janitor's AK wood furniture over your AK wood furniture.
I prefer my wood, thank you.
But I think we can all agree that Wooks furniture is hideous.
I don't think it's hideous. It doesn't look that bad, but
on the AK,
absolutely not.
On the AK,
I paid that much for a rifle. I don't want to spend that much money on
Also,
furniture for it too.
They have those M-lock rails on the handguards, which is fine if you want to mount a light, but it's totally useless if you want to mount like an AR laser because it's on wood. So the moment you get temperature, humidity changes, it's going to swell, shrink, move, and fucking lasers
And
go off.
and at that point, if you're mounting stuff, get something that's more utilitarian, because theoretically, if you're putting a light on your AK, you're going to use it for use things and not for pretty things. And therefore, you want an aluminum handguard or a polymer handguard or something that's not going to get all scratched up when you're just leaning against a barricade and then it falls over and gets all destroyed.
Then you get yelled at. Lame. All right.
These are valid things.
I think that covers Wooks. And I think that'll cover us for tonight. Yeah, we are covered in glory. The party is covered in glory.
We're covered in something.
Sorry about that.
The party demands feedback from its citizens. Leave us a review or face the gulag. These 2 episodes will be up very soon on all of your favorite podcast download sites for your big brain. Anonymity is guaranteed. You will not be punished for leaving honest feedback.
Straight to gulag.
Straight to gulag. Face the wall. That's the best kind of feedback. The honest kind that gets you killed. Because at least then you had principles. Right? Silence?
You're not wrong.
Something like that.
All right, folks. Well, thank you for listening to another episode. We enjoy it. We hope you enjoy it. Get out there and serve the party with pride. Take your arms into the field and train. Take your guns, too. Even your legs. A prepared Wolverine is a live Wolverine. And dead Wolverines, well, they get skinned and hung up on the wall.
I'd run a match with the Tokarev if it wasn't so impossible to find ammo for a decent price.
I'm going to run some with mine. We got to get through this winter. But once we start next year, we're going to be doing we're going to get some matches in with nothing but AKs, and we'll still smoke some people with ARs.
Yep.
All righty. Good night.
Dos vidania, or something like